Good morning and welcome to Nora's Dog Training Company. We're here with Rich and Moose, and what we're going to be demonstrating for you today on video is our version of Moose's obedience training. The correction and the motivation that we give the dogs when we're working with them, and the training equipment that we're using. We've noticed that Moose does well with a lot of motivation and praise. She's really attached to some of us here at the school. The first thing that we're going to demonstrate for you is the training equipment that we're using. And we're using a regular 6-foot web training leash. Rich keeps the bulk of the leash folded in his right hand. That leaves the left hand free to give the correction. And the correction that we give is a little tug and let go on the training collar. And that is the second piece of equipment that we're using. And Moose is coming home with her very own training collar, and you'll be taught how to use that properly during your follow-up training session. Now Moose is sitting very nicely at Rich's left, which is where all of our obedience training is done. And the first exercise that we're going to demonstrate for you is heeling. As you know, heeling is proper walking on a leash, and the command is Moose heel. At this point, Moose has a job to do, and that is to stay with you, even with your left leg. Whether you speed up or slow down, she should match pace with you. And believe me, Moose has been all over the neighborhood. When you stop your feet, she should sit automatically without being told to wait for her next command. And I've had people with other dogs walk very close to her, and there's been no aggression. So we're definitely going to have to work on it with you and she. Now the next exercise that Rich will demonstrate is the stay. The stay is a hand and a voice command, and it is a one-word command. The long sit stay when you're practicing at home is for 1 minute, working up to 3 minutes. And she's not a baby, so she should be able to hold these sit stays. Practice in your apartment as well as out on the street. When Rich returns back to her, he will walk all the way around her as an additional distraction, and she should remain seated until she gets praised and given another command. And they take off heeling again. She's done a really good job, and we've all made sure that she's gotten a lot of socialization. She's a little slow on her commands, and I don't know why that is, but she does better in responding to praise rather than correction. She likes to be praised. Rich is going to leave her in another sit stay, and we're going to demonstrate the recall exercise, or the come on command. We do use her name, we use a happy voice and a lot of motivation, and she should come right in front and sit facing your knees. And then she goes back around to heel position and back sitting. Good girl. Rich heels her out of that exercise, and we're going to demonstrate that recall exercise again for you.
Stay.
Rich leaves her in a sit stay. He uses her name and calls her right in, and she should sit right in front of him. Perfect. And then back to heel. And you hear Rich talking to her to motivate her, and her tail is wagging. We want her to be happy. She's a bit of a worrier. She's one that's a little bit nervous, overprotective, so we want her to be happy doing her obedience. And we want you to take the lead so that she's not feeling like she needs to. Now the next exercise that we're going to demonstrate for you is a down from a heel position. So with your dog at heel and seated, you take your left open palm straight down toward the ground on the one-word command to down.
No, down.
Now when she's a little too slow, Rich does give her a little correction and repeat the command, no down. The long down stay when you're practicing at home is for 3 to 5 minutes. And again, your stationary exercises should be practiced in your home as well as outside. We would like you to have a normal social life. Rich will demonstrate that down from a heel one more time. And you see him encouraging her, getting her up. We like the happy Moose.
Down.
This is like slow motion down.
Stay.
Now this time, instead of returning to her, Rich is going to call her in. She comes in and sits. If she doesn't sit, he's going to tell her no, sit. He's going to make her complete the exercise as it was taught. And now we're going to demonstrate the hardest command, which is her down from a distance. She's such a mush that you would never know that she's so aggressive that you can't have people over, because she's really a sweet girl. Rich is going to leave her in a sit-stay.
Down.
He uses his right hand to give the command. And she goes into a down at moose speed. Literally. Now we have demonstrated for you all of Moose's obedience commands the way we teach them here at our school. She's done a great job. Again, lots of confidence building, lots of leadership on your part. I think that you're going to really be able to live a happy life with her. She's been challenging, but we've really enjoyed having her, and thank you for choosing Nora's Dog Training Company.